It's week 9 of Hick's 5-Minute Picks. The marquee matchup of this weekend is in the Pac-12. Number 8 Oregon and number 13 Utah, the Ducks, 6.5-point favorites. Who wins this pivotal Pac-12 matchup, you ask? The Ducks. That's right, quack, quack, baby. Ducks going into Utah and getting the big-time dub. Look, here is why. Oregon is the most well-rounded team in all of college football. Okay, sorry. The Ducks gotta go. You get the point at this point. For those listening on the podcast, I'm in a duck costume right now. Look, you look at Oregon, let's look at Utah first. What Utah does really well is beat you up physically. Here's their problem. Oregon can match your physicality. When I say Oregon is the most well-rounded team in the country, here's what I mean by that. They can do anything they want. They can beat you in any way. They can run the ball down your throat, 6th in the country in terms of rushing offense. They can throw the ball over your head, 8th in the country in terms of passing offense. Oh yeah, by the way, they're not just a one-trick pony. They play tremendous defense. Punch you in the mouth, top 20 in terms of scoring defense as well. So Utah, what they can do well and kind of drag teams into their own end is by beating them up physically. Can't do that with Oregon because not only can Oregon match the Utah physicality, they can out-talent them, outspeed them, do anything they want, and win this game. So Oregon is going into what is going to be a very tough environment at Rice-Eccles Stadium. It's going to be raucous, but Oregon, again, going in there because they can run, they can throw, great defense, physical, tough, fast, smart, talented, going in, beating the Utes, covering the 6.5-point spread. Oregon keeps their college football playoff hopes alive. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party is in Jacksonville on Saturday, and it's number 1 Georgia taking on Florida. The Bulldogs, 14.5-point favorites. I think Georgia wins this game, but Florida covers, and that's a rarity in this recent rivalry. Look at the last 7 times these two teams have met. The average margin of victory for either team, 21 points. It's been a lot of blowouts. It's been a lot of beatdowns in recent time, but not this year. This year, I think we get a closer game for a few reasons. Number 1, Georgia's without their best player, Brock Bowers. Right, he's out. And so you take away the biggest threat on offense. I don't trust Carson Beck to make a lot of plays or put this offense on his back now when you're missing the best player on your team, the best player on offense, and one of the best players in all of college football now not being there. So I think Georgia's offense is not going to be lighting up the scoreboard. And look, I was dead wrong about Graham Mertz. I thought he was going to be a complete zero in Gainesville. Now, look, he's not been great, but he's been a lot better than I thought. He's been a lot better than I thought, to give him credit. So I think Florida's going to make some plays in the passing game, put some points up on the board. Not enough to win, but enough to make this a ball game in the fourth quarter and keep the final score close. So, again, Georgia wins, stays undefeated, but Florida does cover the 14.5-point spread. All right, let's move to the Big 12. Number 6, Oklahoma, 10-point favorites on the road at Kansas. OU wins and covers. Look, don't be fooled by what you saw last week. Oklahoma played terribly against UCF, barely was lucky to survive. But what happened last week, what I'm going to chalk that up as, is just flat out laying an egg. It's college football, 18 and 22-year-old kids. That does happen. I'm not too worried about it. I think Oklahoma gets back on track offensively. They go in, they do outscore Kansas, who's without their starting quarterback, Jalen Daniels, again. OU's offense gets back on track. Dylan Gabriel lights it up in the air. OU wins and covers a 10-point spread on the road. Number 20, Duke, at number 18, Louisville. Louisville, 4-point favorites at home. I think they lose. I think Duke goes in and wins the game on the road. It's good. This game's going to be all about injuries. Look, full disclosure here, I'm recording this on Wednesday night. Riley Leonard's status right now is still not certain. Jawar Jordan's status for Louisville, their running back, still not certain. So right now, the best player in each offense for each team right now could not play. So I'm going to take Duke because they've at least been used to playing without Riley Leonard for longer. They have found more ways to have success. Duke wins on the road. And finally, number 19 Air Force looking to stay undefeated against Colorado State. They will. They are the best rushing team in the country. They will run the ball down Colorado State's throat and continue to stay undefeated in their bid to get the Group of 5 New Year's Six bowl bid.